What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles, welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. We're in the midst of a Marvel Legends collecting civil war. People are on both sides of the fence. You're a super idiot if you're paying $350 for this Engine of Vengeance HasLab. What are you guys doing? You're crazy. You can resell all the figures you don't want. Please back it. You've got to. And everybody's just going all back and forth on it. I think there's some reason, rational debate on both sides, but it's kind of getting blurred because of the extreme responses people have to this, where it's like, either side. But I think one thing that we can all agree on, that this latest Hasbro Star Wars 3-pack that they kind of casually snuck in is way overpriced. That, of course, is the Mandalorian Season 2 3-pack featuring Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and Grogu. Now, this set is going up for pre-order today. It's $66.99. That's an outrageous price point for 2.5 figures if you want to be generous. I feel like Grogu's even smaller than the Howard the Duck that's $25 and comes with a Scott Lang head, which I feel is outrageously overpriced anyway. But I feel like back in the day, you could get a 2-pack of figures and it was cheaper than buying 2 figures separately. There was a bonus, they threw in a couple extra accessories, and it made you feel like there was a real value to getting a 2-pack. That's not the case here with this set, because you can get Mandalorian for about $28, $26.50 right now on Amazon. You can get this same Ahsoka figure. I can see her in my stores. I go around to my local Target and find her pretty easily. But you can buy her on Amazon right now for $21.79. The Grogu figure is available for $12.95. Or you can get that super deluxe version with the pram for $24.99. But if you just stuck with the basic price on those guys, you get this set for $61.24. So there's already a discrepancy in the price. But Hasbro decided, hey, let's throw in some goodies that you guys don't have that you would really want. And first off, with Ahsoka, she comes with the cloak that figure should have come with in the first place. It's not a fair comparison, so I really shouldn't do it. But the Hot Toys version came with the cloak. And I feel like that's just a no-brainer with any Jedi figure, especially when the price tag on figures now is $24.99. Every Jedi needs to come with their cloak, unless it's some attire specific deal where they're not wearing their cloak. But honestly, at this point, every Jedi should come with it, and especially when we're going with something that's referencing this deal. So the Ahsoka figure that came out originally, she should have had her cloak because she wasn't wandering around throughout the rest of season 2. The one episode she was there, she wore a cloak, and that figure should have come with it. So this time we get that much anticipated cloak. It fits good, it looks great on her, but I kind of feel like I don't want to double dip because you guys forgot to include this the first go around. Mandalorian gets his Beskar staff, and in the show it looks great. It's this really cool silver metallic piece, and it looks great. Not so much with the figure. It's got this transparent silver. It really looks like a cheap toy, but it doesn't even look like it could withstand anything. And I just feel like this is such a cheap version of the staff that, he was using against Moff Gideon, where it was like, oh shoot, this is really great, seeing this in action against the Darksaber. And this looks like it could barely hold up to a couple blasters from stormtroopers to get lucky. I really hate that. Grogu is the same figure that's come in that small $9.99 pack where he came with a couple of foods, some different force effects kind of deals. And Grogu was really cheap in terms of what he came with. Not so much the price tag, because $9.99 for that figure seemed kind of dicey. But paying $12.95 for it, I don't think you should do if you don't have Grogu, because clearly they're going to keep cranking out Grogu figures. But this set really is a bad value. I keep going back to that Marvel Legends 3-pack with the Future Foundation of Venom, Agony, Riot. I thought that was a great value. That was $80. Now when you compare that 3-pack to this 3-pack, the value's bad. And this time we don't have the licensing issues excuse because it's 2 properties that Hasbro has to pay the licensing fees for. Marvel and Star Wars. So this set is a really bad value because you're paying $22.33 for each figure, and Grogu is not a standard size figure. He doesn't have the same articulation clearly as Mandalorian. He's not costing the same amount of plastic as Ahsoka. He doesn't need the kind of detail, the paint, everything that would factor into the cost of a figure. He's not on the same level. And so you're putting a lot on that Mandalorian, which is the same figure that we've gotten already. The same Ahsoka we've gotten already. We're just tossing in a cloak. So maybe the cloak is what we're paying for. And that's a pretty expensive cloak. And like I said, every Jedi at this point should come with a cloak. They should have the factory continuing to crank out Jedi cloaks just for the rare moment where we get a Jedi figure coming across in this line. Hey, let's throw the cloak in. You better at this point, because $24.99 is too much. And too much is definitely the cost of this 3-pack. $66.99. This is absurd. Again, I keep feeling like Hasbro is like just seeing dollar signs in their eyes, and their shareholders more specifically are like, boy, these action figure collectors will pay anything for anything. And I kind of feel like this is one of those deals where we kind of need to push all the brakes and go, yeah, we're going to wait till this is on sale for $40 maybe on Black Friday, because $66 is way too much. Grogu shouldn't cost the same amount as a regular figure under any circumstance. And that figure is tiny. He's literally probably about this size compared to your regular standard 6-inch figure. We shouldn't be expected to pay that much for that kind of figure. It's got a cool box. It looks really great. It's got the meeting shot where Grogu's being held by Mando and Ahsoka's like, hey, what's up, guys? But come on, this is not good. This is not a good trend. We can't keep raising prices just for the Star Wars, the Marvel banner, and going, hey guys, you're going to pay for this because you really want an Ahsoka with a cloak, right? And you want this Mando with this Beskar staff to fight your Moff Gideon and everybody else you used it against in season 2 of Mandalorian. So I'm kind of blown. I feel like this is something that would have been a really nice deal. If the price tag was just like $50, maybe. Even then, I don't think that's a great value. But for $50, that helps out everybody who missed out on the Mandalorian. That helps out everybody who wants Ahsoka with her cloak. And somebody who just wants that Grogu, another one, to add to the collection of all the various Grogus they put out. So again, terrible value. Hasbro really needs to start thinking this stuff through a lot better. Not a little bit, because this pricing is absurd. So if you're interested in this, let me know. I'm really curious if you are like, yeah, this is cool. I don't care. I'm going to pay for this. Or if you think, or what's Hasbro doing? Because this price is just all over the place. As always, thank you so much for watching. This episode of the House Figure Files has been filed.